We're now going to discuss a problem where we use a tree diagram to answer the questions. Let's read this problem together. A box contains 3 blue Smarties and 2 green Smarties. A Smartie is drawn at random and then replaced in the box. Another Smartie is then drawn at random and replaced in the box. Before we look at the questions, it is very important when you read this given information, first of all, that you make sure of the number of Smarties of each color. 3 blue Smarties, so 3 blue Smarties, 2 green Smarties. That means there's a total of 5 Smarties in the box. We are going to draw a Smartie at random, and we are going to replace this Smartie. So let's now draw this tree diagram before we look at the questions. Just for you to remember, there are 3 blue Smarties, 2 green Smarties. That will be our outcomes. And then we will draw a Smartie, replace it, and draw a second Smartie. Let's draw the tree diagram now. Okay, to draw the tree diagram, we always need to think what the outcomes are. There are 3 blue Smarties and 2 green Smarties. So if we draw a Smartie, the outcomes will be blue or green. So let's draw our tree diagram. So we may get a blue Smartie or we may get a green Smartie on the first draw. Now, what is the probability to get a blue Smartie? There are 3 blue Smarties in the box. There's a total of 5 Smarties. So that will be 3 over 5. You will remember from our previous discussion how many Smarties and then how many blue Smarties. Green Smarties, there are 2 of them. So the probability of drawing a green Smartie will be 2 over 5. Very, very important that you always make sure that these probabilities add up to 1. And as you can see, 3 plus the 2 with a common denominator of 5 will give you 5 over 5, which is 1. So that is now drawing the first Smartie at random. 3 over 5 is our probability to get a blue Smartie. 2 over 5, the probability to get a green Smartie. Now the Smartie is replaced. So that means the number of Smarties stays the same. So now we draw a second one. Now on the second draw, again the outcomes are blue or green. Or if the first Smartie was green, the second outcome will be blue or green again. Now because the Smartie was replaced, the number of Smarties will not change, and the number of green Smarties, number of blue Smarties will not change either. So what is the probability when we draw the second Smartie that it will be blue? It will be 3 over 5, the same as with the first draw. And on the same way, to get a green Smartie on the second draw will be the same as on the first draw, still 2 green Smarties, still a total of 5. If the first outcome was green, then of course to draw a blue one, the probability of getting a blue one will be 3 over 5, 3 blue, total of 5. Of getting another green, 2 over a total of 5. And every time you will see they add up to 1. Also remember what we said before, when we do a tree diagram, we always, before we answer the questions, we write down all possible outcomes. First possible outcome will be a blue and a blue Smartie. So blue and blue. Second possible outcome, blue, then green, blue and green. Then green and blue, green and blue. And then green and green. And those are our possible outcomes, 4 in total. So now we have everything we need to answer the questions. Let's look at the first question. Right, the first question is determine the probability of first drawing a blue Smartie and then a green Smartie. So please read carefully there is a specific order given to us. First blue, then green. So let's look at the tree diagram and then we answer this question. The question was, what is the probability of drawing first a blue Smartie and then a green? Now, when you look at your possible outcomes, we are looking for blue and green in that particular order. So, blue and blue, blue and green, and that will be the one that we are looking for. Please don't confuse it with green and blue, because then the order is different. So it is blue, then green. What is the probability that that will be the outcome? And now to find that, we take the probability of getting blue on the first, green on the second, is 3/5 multiplied by 2/5. 3 times 2 is 6. 5 times 5 is 25. So the probability of getting a blue and then a green Smartie is 6/25.